to Chit Chat and Chapters. I'm Austin. She
I'm
over
Lauren.
there is Lauren. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
Good. I tell you
Always.
what, we have been thinking about doing this podcast for a hot minute.
And or several other iterations of any type of content together for the past decade. So, finally putting pen to paper, camera to
Yeah.
record, and knocking it out, getting it done.
The very first thing that you and I really worked on together was mouse ears. We were in college, same time, and you had a show called Mouse Ears on KRNU2, and
Yep.
you were like, I just want to run the board. I just want to come up with the rundown. I need someone to talk. Guess what? Shocker, Austin was here to talk.
Austin wanted to talk. Why am I so surprised?
No one should be surprised at all. Not even a
Not
little
even
bit. So,
Yep.
I guess we should probably introduce ourselves a little bit just to have people to know us a little bit. Lauren, tell me a little bit about yourself, as if I don't
Yeah,
already know
so since the days of wanting to be behind the board, shocking to nobody, actually, who ever knew me, I'm now in front of it and doing the book talk thing. Like, I work in news, also. That stuff I stay behind the scenes there. In some national news startups, I have an amazing husband, Ben, who is going to be editing the show for us.
Thank
Praise.
goodness.
Along with a lovely puppy who just, she's the only child that I ever really need. Yeah. Then that's I read a lot, actually. Fun fact.
Lauren reads so much. Like, as you listen to this podcast, you're going to quickly realize that Austin has a lot of opinions. Lauren's really smart and actually reads a whole lot. Austin just has big opinions about the small number of books he reads.
Exactly. Yep. And that's going to be fantastic for all of this. So,
Yeah,
I also fully guarantee that Austin's going to remember the books that he reads better than I am. I'm going to be relying heavily on my reviews on Goodreads. We read books for the vibes in this household.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm Austin. I lift heavy things. I sell roofs for a living. I spent 10 years in radio, but now I've transitioned out of that, so that's why we're doing this, so that way I can still, get that keep the reps going. Don't want to lose it. I've got 2 kids under the age of 3 years old, so I never sleep. And my
They're
wonderful...
just the sweetest. They're just the sweetest. I love them so much.
They are just the most adorable 2 boys. Like, they're just so nice. They're chill. Even the 6-month-old, he's chill all day until bedtime happens, and then, who needs sleep at night? But they're 2 wonderful boys, and my amazing wife, who is currently doing nap time, so that way I can record this podcast. Liz, we've been married now, 8 years, 2017. So
You sure about that?
no, 2017. Yeah, that's 8
Yeah,
years.
17.
That's math. I haven't taken a math class since sophomore year of college, and that was math for journalists. So that doesn't really count.
We wrote math papers.
We wrote
didn't
math
do math
papers.
equations.
We didn't do math. There was no math involved. But yeah, so we both went to the journalism college, and that's part of the reason why you and I love books and love reading and love the art of writing, is kind of the way that I would describe it, and that we were really taught how to write for news. We were taught how to write persuasively, all that sort of stuff. And so the fact that we now can we have a special outlook on authors writing in that sort of way that might be a little different than how most people view it. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other nice part of it is especially for you and I, that didn't really follow the traditional news peg that I think people think of when they think journalism. Most people think journalism and it's either sports or news.
yeah.
You and I very much took all 4 years to say, what kind of fun, entertaining shit can we come up with? And so,
Yeah.
I think that also just really relates into our love of reading and books, because it is so much more entertaining. It's an entertainment style of writing, and I
Yeah.
can say, growing up, you know, I remember like my parents really fostered a love of books with me from an early age. Like my
Mm-hmm.
parents were very much the kind that like if I wanted a toy or like new clothes or whatever, I could wait for a holiday. But if I wanted a new book, they never said no. Like they very much
Mm-hmm.
fostered my love of reading from a very young age. I can't Everybody has like those books that were kind of like the pivotal like this is what I became a reader. And I
Mm-hmm.
definitely have those books that brought me back to it, but
Mm-hmm.
I just always grew up reading. There was never not a time that I can remember that I was like, I don't really remember what I was reading then. Like, I grew up with it so much that then going into journalism and having that, being able to write like we learned is just like tied it in a nice little bow.
Absolutely, 100%. And you are already giving me ideas for segments down the road, possible rankings and all that sort of stuff. Speaking of segments that we're going to have here on this episode, we are going to get into Judge the Cover, great books, bad ratings, and we're going to have some rankings reactions coming your way. But right off the bat, Lauren, what books have you finished this week?
I'm glad you said plural. So I finished most recently. I finished Daydream. This is the third book in the Maple Hills. It follows a hockey team, so it's like not really hockey romance necessarily, but like the first one's very much hockey romance. Then it's like the summer, and then it's back into school. So I was like, we're heading into fall. I went back to some school vibes. So it follows a one of the players on the hockey team who has recently become captain, and the girl in it is just a we we also need to preface that I use the term nerdy in a most loving way possible because she's a little book nerd. She's a little book nerd and kind of starts like to tutor him and they become best friends and so like it's romance in that aspect. Absolutely. This entire series is such a five-star read for me. I adore this series so much. So, that was book 1. And speaking on the sports romance train, I am on to book 3. I just finished up book 3 of the Windy City series. Now, you will hear me talk about this series so much because, like, this is such a 5-star, like, god tier sports romance series. They don't write characters like this in any other book that I have ever read. This is the
Wow.
type of one that I'm going to read. It's 5 books, and I'm going to cry when I finish the 5th book because of how much these characters grow and they like are so interconnected within these books that you get to know them and like uh 6, 7 god tier book. God, this is baseball romance for this one,
All right.
but it's
Very
like
nice.
Chicago sports. We love it.
Yeah.
And then I did also read Shield of Sparrows. This one has been all over book talk,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, like in the fantasy romantasy vibes. Romance fantasy is one that I'm trying to dive into more because like I am also the biggest Fourth Wing stan you will ever meet. I live and die for the Empyrean series.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'm trying to get into more fantasy. I've always loved like dystopia and like Hunger Games stuff like that, but fantasy's different enough that like I've been trying to get into it. So this one was like a 4.75, probably 5-star. I've had a fantastic reading time.
Very,
It's
very
been great.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Very, very good. That I am a fantasy lover. Like not necessarily romantasy, but I love fantasy novels. And so trust me, you're gonna get a lot of recommendations from me.
Perfect. Exactly. I love it. That's what I need.
So, the book that I finished this week, singular, is A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer. It's Scythe Mystery Number 1 by Maxi Dara. And I gave it 5 stars. And it's 5 stars based entirely on the vibe of it. So it's cozy, it's fun. The idea is that there's a group, there's people who work in what's called Scythe, and they are in charge of getting souls who have just recently died and getting them into the afterlife effectively. And one person gets sent to pick up a soul and it's not at its body. And so now they have to find the soul. And the reason why it was so beautiful was because, and this is such a dad thing, because it's the main character is this woman who is pregnant with her ex-husband's baby, and like he doesn't necessarily know, and
Hmm.
as the story goes, she gets closer and closer to a due date, And then, she eventually tells her ex-husband, and he's madly in love with her.
Oh.
Like they broke up because her job was so secretive and her whole life was secretive then. So
Oh.
they did not connect.
Circumstantial.
And yeah, and so I'm gonna spoil a little bit here, but it's so beautiful. As the story goes on, she gets more and more pregnant, and she's dealing with this soul that's a teenager that has never been loved, and so she's able to voice what she wants to love about her soon-to-be baby, with this teenager who has never really experienced love.
Oh.
And so, oh my gosh, it just pulled at my heartstrings.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful read. Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer. Number 1.
Is it a series? How many are in it?
Let's find out. There are
a few moments later.
2 currently. I would assume that there are more. Number 2 is called A Grim Reaper's Guide to Cheating Death. Expected publication 2025, so it's unknown when it will be published.
There's only 3 more months left in 2025, so let's get on that.
I don't understand how there are already 24 ratings for this book. It hasn't been published.
Yarks.
Expected.
My realm.
Yeah, you're right. Expected publishing date is December of 2025.
Oh, cute. I'm looking at the cover. Okay, yeah, this is cute.
Yeah. And I think that it follows a different main character. Because I don't believe let me double check. Yeah. It follows a different main character. So it follows different people in Scythe rather than this is our main character.
Fun. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend. And then, what are we currently reading? Lauren, would you like to give a little update on what you're currently reading?
Absolutely. Currently, I am reading The 1000th Floor. This is a backlog book for me. I try really hard to balance all of the new books that have just come out that I really want to get to, along with the ones that I've had this probably at least 4 years. So I'm okay, gotta get back to some of these. This is futuristic New York, where they have built a 1,000-floor tower that essentially everybody lives in. And it's it starts in 2118 is the year that it starts in.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to be honest, I am 110 pages in. It's following 4 or 5 different characters. And I am so confused. It's it's trying too hard to be a fantasy, not fantasy, dystopian type thing, where they don't even call alcohol. It's called atomic. And so I'm trying to keep up on the verbiage that I'm losing the plot.
Yeah.
We'll see if it gets finished or not, but to be honest, this may end up being a DNF. I am a DNFer because I have too many books I want to get to. But it's very weird because and then apparently Tokyo and Madrid and all these other massive cities have also built these ecosystem towers.
Okay.
But it also doesn't say that it's because the earth decayed or anything. They just built these for the uber wealthy.
Because they could.
I don't know. I'm kind of losing it a little bit, I'll be honest.
I know nothing of this book. Feels like God's going to smite down the towers at some point. That, Tower of Babel feels like the same situation here.
Yeah. And, according to, what the couple... Honestly, my character flaw is that I will be halfway through a book, and if I'm not liking it, I'll go to Goodreads and convince myself not to like it. And so all of the reviews I've read are basically it's futuristic Gossip Girl. Nothing actually happens. And I'm then why are we playing so heavy on this being in a dystopian futuristic world if it's just Gossip Girl? Why are we changing the names of everything? I don't need to learn an entire world for it to just be Gossip Girl.
Ooh, so it seems like it's purely a vibe book. If you like this vibe,
exactly,
you will like it. Interesting. Yep. Oh, okay. All right.
What about you? What do you got?
I'm listening to The Bullet Swallower by Elizabeth Gonzalez James. It's a Western, and basically where I'm at, it goes back and forth between our main character is the grandfather of a guy who's an actor, and it kind of jumps back and forth in time a little bit, and it's fine right now. It's westerny. It's it's not super confusing or anything like that. It's just kind of straightforward. This is a western, and there's a little twist of like, there's one character that I'm like, I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll figure it out.
How far are you?
So, I'm about a fourth of the way through right now.
Oh, so yeah.
It's still pretty early on. I feel pretty confident that we'll see. We'll see what happens. I like the writing style. I like the narrator. So
it is amazing how a narrator can change my opinion on a book. If I'm not vibing with something, I will go find it on audio, and more times than not, I'll be like, actually, nope, I am enjoying this.
Man, wow, that's very interesting. Man, interesting. I tell you what, my favorite, this will definitely come up a lot in this podcast. My favorite narrator of all time is James Marsters for the Harry Dresden Files.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Harry Dresden, Wizard of Chicago, played by James Marsters, the guy who played Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's so good.
It's so wonderful. But, alrighty, well, that's what we're reading, and that's what we have finished this week. Let's dive into Judge the Cover. Time to judge some covers. We've got pulled up Goodreads' most popular books published in October of 2025. So, these are books that are either coming out right now or in the very short coming weeks. And it's entirely possible that Lauren has read a couple of these. So that's...
It is. It is definitely
How do I
possible.
get in on that? I gotta know.
NetGalley. NetGalley is like, so it's an online system, and it's like the number one that does it. There's a couple others that do it, but you just apply, and you have to like have a platform and like show where you're doing it. I think sometimes they will allow people that just do Goodreads reviews, but like I also have a TikTok and Instagram, my own YouTube, all that kind of stuff that I've been doing this with. And so like, which Lauren's Lifestyle, go check it out. We'll put links and all those fun stuff. Anyway,
100%.
but yeah, so like, and like the way that it works is like some of them are essentially like an auto approval, so you can just apply for it and say, hey, I'm interested in this book, and then they deliver it to your Kindle. But other ones, you actually have to have like an 80% approval rating, like ratio of how many books that you've approved versus like, because they basically don't want you like asking for a whole bunch of books and never rating them. The whole point is to rate them. Yeah. And so, like, there's a couple really big ones that I'm looking for that, like, I don't have that ratio yet because I'm still so new at it that, like, I want to get that ratio up before I even apply. But, yeah, it's NetGalley. It's just an approval process. It's really easy.
Well, I know what I'm going to be doing in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so here we go. This is Judge the Cover, where we do exactly what we are told not to do, and we're going to judge a book by its cover. We've got the most popular books published in October 2025. Number one is Dr. Frida McFadden. Do you know that she was a doctor? She's like a brain surgeon.
I just found that out, and it low-key blew me away.
She still has time to write some absolute banger thrillers. The Intruder. Frida McFadden's The Intruder, coming out October of 2025. Okay. We got some glass. We got what looks like a handprint on the cover. Yeah. I'm not... It is clear that the cover is focusing on the fact that Frida McFadden is the author.
And you know what? Better have heard of it first, because that's kind of all of my books from her are like, oh, well, she read it? Okay, then fine. She wrote it? Okay, then fine. I will probably pick it up. Like, I'm also not a thriller person, so like this is going to be a little bit of like genre bias on my part.
Sure.
But like, I mean, there is a lot to be said about the marketing that's just like, hey, Frida McFadden wrote this. Mm-hmm. Fair.
Yeah. We should explain the rating system real quick. We scale on judging it 1 through 5. 1 being cover judged, cover denied. We don't like the cover at all. 2 is... It had to be handed to me directly. I wouldn't pick this up on the shelf of a local bookstore, but if someone handed it to me, I would probably read it. Number 3, I better have heard of it first, meaning I better have heard of the author, or I had heard it on TikTok or something like that. Otherwise, it wouldn't blow me away. 4, I would read the back cover. If I stumbled across it at the bookstore, I'd pick it up, go, oh, that's interesting, and I'd read the back cover. And 5, cover judged, cover approved. If the cover is just so phenomenal, we would pick it up and be like, I don't even need to read the back. I think this looks very interesting. I'll go for it.
Vibes only, which is honestly how I do most of my NetGalley ratings. Is just going through covers.
Nice. Very, very nice. So, right now, Lauren, you're sitting firmly at the 3.
Yeah.
Need to have heard of it first.
Yep.
Which, according to Goodreads, it's got 4.32 stars, and I don't know how long, I don't think it's out yet, necessarily. It's got 700 ratings already, so clearly people are excited for the fact that Frida McFadden, put out another book. This is, I mean, someone better have handed it to me for me. This is a 2.
That's fair.
It's just kind of classic thriller, hey, there's something that's like, ooh, little spooky on it. And that's it. There's nothing too out of this world about it to me.
Yep, that's very fair. Very fair.
Now, this next one is Allie Hazelwood's Mate.
Have you read Bride?
I have not read Bride, but I have seen all of the things on TikTok about it.
That's where I'm at.
This is a really good cover. It's a really good cover.
I would argue this cover is better than the one for Bride. If I saw them back to back, I would pick up Mate before I'd pick up Bride.
I agree wholeheartedly with you.
Yeah.
And listen, this is getting me to read the back cover. This is a 4. I'm not picking it up right away, mostly because of the bias of I kind of know what the first one is about. Like, the weird monster. I apologize to anyone who
this
loves
is a spoiler show. We're not doing no spoilers. Yeah. I can't.
This is the follow-up to a monster romance where she falls in love with a...
Monster is a strong word, okay?
Isn't that the genre?
He's a werewolf. It's just
monster.
Jacob. He's Dorg. He's big for Dorg.
Werewolf is monster. Werewolf
is Jacob. Team Jacob.
Jacob is wolf. Monster. Jacob is monster.
Jacob is big Dorg.
Goodness gracious. So because I know that it's about banging a dog, I'm not into it, so...
Okay, fair.
That's all I... listen. I would pick up the back cover and... Listen, this isn't even the full back cover, but a human hybrid and an alpha were claw against the bonds of fate in the highly anticipated companion novel to the New York Times best-selling Bride.
If she's a human hybrid too, then really I can even further be like, no, this is cover judged, cover approved.
It's a 4. I'd pick it up, read the back, and go, what the hell is going on here? And I'd put it back down.
No.
It's a great cover. It's a great cover.
I'm going 5.
Good for you, man. I'm so happy for you. Golly.
Actually, okay, nope. Okay, I may have to change it to 4 because of this next one. Alchemy of Secrets. Stephanie Garber. I have this. I got it. It was a early release from Book of the Month.
Uh-huh.
And I'm so obsessed with the premise of this book. But even just the cover, the gold, the chic kind of Gatsby-esque, I'm so here for it.
I'm with you. This is a beautiful cover. The one thing that detracts it for me a little bit is just that I don't like people on my covers.
I'm so glad we can't see her eyes. If we could see the eyes, it would bother me.
100%. I am with you on that. I give this one a 5. This is cover judged, cover approved. It's beautiful. It's intriguing. There's a little number 1 New York Times best-selling author on there, so that way you know that it comes from a quality author.
This is her first adult. Stephanie Garber has always done YA. So, to be a debut in the adult world, this cover even more is okay, we've matured. We're here now.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I would pick this book up, and I'd feel pretty comfortable giving it just starting to read the first chapter based on this cover.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Alchemy of Secrets, highly approved. It's currently got 5,000 ratings and 4.07 stars on Goodreads, and I don't know if it's out yet. There you go. Very interesting. Okay, number 4. It's Reese Witherspoon with Harlan Coben, Gone Before Goodbye. Lauren, what do you think?
It's got an eyeball. Why does it just have one eyeball?
That's a good question.
I get that it's a face, which goes heavily against my whole thing, but like, it looks like there's ribbon over top of a girl that has an eyeball. I don't know. This one's probably gonna have to be handed to me.
Man, this one's tough. I really don't love this. It's just this tells me nothing about the book. Not that it needs to tell me anything about the book necessarily, but it's just not super appealing to me. Like, I would see this on the shelf and the eyeball would grab me and I'd go, huh? Reese Witherspoon wrote a book, and then I'd walk past it. This is a 2.
Yep, solid 2.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
All right, last one for this segment. Nicholas Sparks and M. Night Shyamalan writing a book. That's wild in and of itself.
This cover is so funny to me because it straight up is like, do you really care what this book is called? Do you care what it's about? No, you don't. It's got Nicholas Sparks with M. Night Shyamalan. Nicholas Sparks,
slightly smaller, M. Night Shyamalan. Very small, Remain.
And it's got a beautiful starry night.
That's it.
Big house with like the lights on. I don't hate this cover. I don't hate it at all.
I don't hate it if it didn't have the 2 authors blasted across the front.
That's exactly it. It just is like, you don't give a damn about this book. You only care that you know the authors' names.
100%.
Goodness.
Honestly, because of that, I may have to be like cover judge, cover denied. I may have to 1-star this. I may have to 1-star it. It's so bad. They can't even put they didn't even put Nicholas Sparks and M. Night Shyamalan in the same size font. If you're gonna be obnoxious with the
M. Night Shyamalan is so many more letters.
You can still space them appropriately. Or make Nicholas Sparks smaller. I don't know, but it bothers me that it's like so drastic. And Remain isn't even the same font.
That is true.
They changed the font.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to give it a 1. I'm going to give it a 3 because it is at least, I think it is so much clearly better than number 4. You know, the Gone Before Goodbye. It's miles better than that one. So I got to give it a 3. Someone should hand this to me, and I go, oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
See, at least 4 has the intrigue of like, what is this about? Remain, I don't even know that it's a book. It could be like a play. It could be like a script that somebody's handed me, and I'm like, okay, great. Like, is this your homework? Like, do I need to approve your essay? I'm confused.
That's pretty reasonable. It's so funny because it is our lowest rated on the top 5, by a fair margin. It's rated 3.84 stars on Goodreads before it's come out. So
That's wild.
I tell you what, man. All you know is that there's going to be a twist somewhere. Hopefully it's a good one.
Maybe the twist is that they kiss, because it is also Nicholas Sparks, so there has to be some romance, too.
The twist is actually that nothing remains.
Right.
Someone's trying to remain the whole time, and they end up not remaining. Crazy. Goodness. So this list goes on to go 15 books deep. Are there any honorable mentions for you that kind of give you that are on the higher end of our rating system?
I'm going to go number 11, Good Spirits, B.K. Borison. It's like, if you know the premise of it at all, it's essentially this girl that works in an antique shop ends up getting followed and visited by the ghost of Christmas past because apparently she has something she needs to work through, but neither of them know why he was sent to her because she's just a wonderful little gem. And I think the book, like the book cover, it's a Christmassy book, so it's got the poinsettias. It's got
Uh-huh.
like the little snowflakes that kind of like disappear into him because he's a ghost. And so like
Mm.
it very well plays off of what it is. And I also am just a huge BK Borison stan, so anything by her, I love all of her covers, all of it. I'm here for it.
So that one's 5. That one's cover judged, cover approved
Cover
for you.
judge, cover approved.
Liz read First Time Caller, and I haven't read it. I feel like I should since it's a radio thing. Um,
Uh,
I love that cover. I think it's a gorgeous cover. I would absolutely. That's a 4 for me. I would absolutely pick it up. Not knowing anything about B.K. Borison or anything like that, I'd pick that book up and go, huh, "What's this book about?" That's a 4 for
yep,
me.
absolutely. What about you?
Very good. For me, it's gonna have to be number 15, Dating After the End of the World, by
Mm,
Geneva Rose. This cover, just, I love it so much because it's big and bold. It's a great title. I like it.
yeah.
100% grabs me with the title, and then all of the flames and the shadow and the characters running through the different levels. Like, I adore this. It's a 4 for me still. I don't know if I'd immediately pick it up and be like, "What's this first page?" But like, it's an easy 4 for me.
Yeah, no, I would totally agree with you. I like part of the problem with some of these, judging it by the cover, is that I also then am gonna judge the author. And like Geneva Rose, I'm 90% sure is the one that wrote The Perfect Marriage. Isn't she that thriller
Beats me.
type
No
whatever?
idea.
Yeah, The Perfect Marriage and The Perfect Divorce. And I've heard such fantastic things about that's why I think it would get bumped up to a 5 star that I'm gonna just grab
Sure.
it because she's gonna knowing the author is gonna let's bump that up for me.
And I think that a lot of these covers are going off of like a lot of authors are becoming famous now. Like
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
so especially with book talk and all that sort of stuff growing, it makes sense that Nicholas Sparks is a huge author. Of course, his name's going to be huge on the book.
Right.
Say Frida McFadden, same exact
Yep.
thing.
Reese
Uh,
Witherspoon.
Reese
I mean, and
Witherspoon.
she's kind of the opposite effect, but it's still the same. Like her name's gonna sell the book. It doesn't matter what it's called. Doesn't matter what it looks like.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
no, I'm with you on that. So alrighty, that's cover judges. Can you throw in a gavel sound? Just cover judges. Bom bom.
Yep. Bonk.
Coming up next, we got great books, bad ratings. Great books, bad ratings. It's a pretty simple premise. Basically, we're going to find books that we loved and go to the 1 star and 2 star reviews to see where some people just didn't vibe with the book. Starting it off, Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. Now, I am a huge fan of Lee Bardugo. I've read a couple of her books. I actually haven't read the original of the Grisha series, the uh, Steel
Which
and
one?
Bone and
Oh, Shadow and Bone.
Shadow and
I
Bone.
thought Six of Crows was the original, and then Shadow and Bone.
I think Shadow and
Is it
Bone came
backwards?
first. I feel pretty
Oh.
strongly that Shadow and Bone came first,
So
and then Six of Crows.
I just picked up Six of Crows and whatever the second one is,
Uh,
Crooked Kingdom.
Goodness, yes, Crooked Kingdom.
Yeah, I
Um,
literally just picked those up on Friday.
I loved Six of Crows. I gave it 5 stars. It's a beautiful story. It truly is. Like, at the time, it was my favorite book that I had read in my adult life of reading books.
I've heard that from so many people, and I've been meaning to get to it. And so, like, finally, I was just like, nope, we're getting it.
Yeah, and it's fast paced. The magic system in it is very interesting. Your main
And
characters
it's
are
not
absolutely wonderful.
700 pages.
Yes, absolutely. It's a fantasy that isn't like super heavy fantasy. Like, people's names are pretty normal. That's what I like about a good fantasy book, is that their names are pretty normal.
Yeah.
So, but for me, it was super fast paced. I loved every single character. Every single character was unique and different, and actually played along really nicely with each other. So, absolutely adored this book. Some
Amazing.
people did not. Um, some of the 1 stars. So this is a 1 star from Tucker. He said, "Well, I loved Ninth House, which is another Lee Bardugo
Oh,
book. I also loved Ninth House.
it's on my list.
I liked Six of Crows better, but Ninth House is very, very good. Now my identity as a Lee Bardugo book hater has been shattered. But you have to be freaking kidding me. It's becoming a Netflix show. This torture never ends. I'm really sad that I wasted so many hours in this book. I really should have gone with my gut and just put it down. I honestly can't figure out what people are in this book. Not only is the plot as dry as a bowl of oatmeal, but the characters, the ones I was told were amazing, were also flat and boring. So much that I literally DNF'd this 4 times.
Did they not cook the oatmeal? I didn't know oatmeal was dry.
You should put water in your oatmeal. That's what this guy should learn.
Takeaway.
This is such a wild review because it's just like what book did you read? How can we be so far apart on this?
Yeah.
So here's another one-star review from Melissa, who is actually an author. She's written 5 books and has 270 followers on Goodreads, so that's very interesting.
Okay.
She said she was late to the reading party of the 2015 YA fantasy Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo, but I can officially state that I've caught up with the word-of-mouth hype machine for this novel and have read every page. Though I am one-starring this book, I can completely understand why this best-selling novel is so beloved, has such an active fan base, and why Lee Bardugo is such a powerhouse author in the YA industry. Here we go. Number 1. The writing is superb. On a sentence level, this book is gorgeous. That's the biggest middle finger I think an author can give you. Like,
that's such a wild statement. Structurally, you did write a book. Congratulations. You put words together, 4 sentences, wrote a book. Congrats.
They flowed together nicely. The world building detail and setting description are outstanding. Where does the 1 star come into place? And then it says the plot is so tightly woven that the reader forgives the flashback interruptions, the long sections of backstory sprinkled through the middle and end of the book, because the pacing is so quick and so strong. Where does this go wrong? How is she...
Right.
I actively hated Six of Crows as I read it, and now that I have finished it, I hate Six of Crows even more. This book is a wish fulfillment trope fest packed with ableism and misogyny. The setting of Six of Crows is a modern pornographic imaginary that equates death with sex, feelings with weakness, and ignores basic human psychology in favor of a James Bond-level action tale. What?
Wow.
That is so strongly worded, and so far from how I felt. Now, on the side of misogyny, I'm a dude, so apparently I can't always be a great judge on what is misogyny and what isn't. But, like, yeah, Wish Fulfillment Trope Fest, I mean, it's a book about teens doing the impossible.
Right. Is that not YA fantasy? Is that not what we're...
Yeah! Isn't that what we're going for here? And, like, the characters themselves have such... I don't know where the ableism comes in. Like, straight up, one of the main characters...
Bold claim.
Well, the ableism claim would be understood if the author didn't make the character that is being... what's the right word? There is a character who cannot read. There is a character that is illiterate and but it's very good. Is very good with math and is very good with he's the explosives guy for this job. Okay, but he can't read, and his dad disowns him because he can't read. And then our main character brings him in, uses him as bait against his father, which is not great, but he becomes a full member of the team.
But that also feels like a revenge plot. That doesn't...
It is! That's exactly it! And so, it's not ableist when the person who is struggling with an ability problem becomes a major part of the story and is a reason why the story moves forward in such a wonderful way.
Right.
So I tell you what, man, I'm hot after reading
wild.
this.
That's wild. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
You cool down because I'm about to
All right.
about to
Okay.
about to cook here. So
Please do.
I'm going Shield of Sparrows because this is my I'm like 4.75 at the time of reading. It's probably going to get bumped up to a 5. The next book comes out in April, and I'm sat. I am fully sat for this frickin' book, man.
All right.
So good. Other people, Miss Kim says, I'll save you some time and sum up the first 70% of this book. They're on a boat. They're on a horse. Nothing happens. They're on a horse. Nothing happens. They're on a horse. Nothing happens. And the very, very few things that did happen are going way over the female main character's head. So much I wondered if she was actually brain dead. And I'll save you some more time. The last 30% did not make up for the rest. So no, it won't get any better. Trust me on this. Marketing it as a slow burn is such a reach because nothing builds up in this story. So if you have to cram the entire plot, if I can even call it that, into the last 90-ish pages, it is not a slow burn, it's just bad writing.
Oh, that's spicy.
To be fair, it is a book that is a journey. Like, that's kind of the point.
Okay.
It's the first book in a series, and so, like, a lot of, I think, the reason I liked it is because of the build-up that I know is going to continue to happen.
Uh-huh.
And, like, you needed to have it, though. Like, yes, there was a lot that happened in the last 90 to 100 pages, but if you didn't have the precursor to it, the other foot coming down would not have been as powerful, in my humble opinion. So, yes, we were on a boat, and then a horse, and then another horse, and then a couple more horses. But we were also, like, exploring lands and things like that, like...
Uh-huh.
The female main character basically gets, like, put into another place where she doesn't know the layout and maps are banned. So, like, that's why we're traveling, is because we're figuring out the map with her. And so also, yeah, when she looks confused, it's because she is.
Uh-huh.
So, like, let's maybe sit down a little bit. That just feels harsh. The other one that just kills me, from Anna, another 1-star, Ransom is his name. And also what I should demand for my time back. I'm not even going to read the whole thing. It's literally just, and Ransom. What? Why? Who? How? Fantasy authors, can we bring back Ben or good old John, please? and the romance. Listen, at best, it's cringe. At worst, it's deeply uncomfortable given the premise. No chemistry, no tension, just a dude named Ransom and a girl who knew nothing in forced proximity. It's so fair, but it's like, that's so mean. It's not. Like, he's supposed to protect her, and, like, the reason he's hiding is, like, it's good things. It's good things that you just didn't... I love him so much. And yes, Ransom is an awful name. Ransom is, like, is bad.
Ransom's
it's bad.
rough,
Bad.
It's bad, man.
It's also his middle name, so, like, let's cut him some slack.
Yeah. He didn't have to go by Ransom.
That's the thing. But also bring back Ben or good old John, please. In a fantasy book just kills me.
That
awesome. Just kills me.
Goodness. These people.
Yep.
I tell you what. All right, we got one more. And I picked this one specifically for this because I'm a dad. I have a mustache. And so we were given a couple of times a book called Mustache Baby to read to my sons, and we love this book. It is a baby born with a mustache, and you have to find out, is it a good guy mustache or a bad guy mustache? And there's a time where it's a good guy mustache, and then he gets a little older and it turns into a bad guy mustache, and he does bad things, and then he goes into timeout and he feels bad, and then it turns back into a good guy mustache because he learned his lesson.
My favorite segment is getting to hear about all these children's books. This is fantastic.
Okay, so I obviously think this is a 5-star book. Absolutely wonderful. There's one star that has to be a joke. 1 star. This book tries way too hard to be funny. Everyone knows babies are never born with mustaches, and that ending is unreal too, which the ending is he meets a baby with a beard.
We gotta set up the sequel somehow.
Exactly, and there is a sequel, and we have that one too. It's so wonderful. It's Mustache Baby meets his match. Okay, this next one is an actual real review, and I'm so annoyed by it. So it's 1 star. I'm all for humor and silliness in picture books, but there's just nothing really good here. Not only is there no good lesson, there are weird and confusing moral/ethical connections in this book. The whole thing is just without purpose or even any actual humor. I'm trying to figure out why anyone wanted this, why it was published, and why it has such a good rating on Goodreads. Dog. Sometimes you act bad, and sometimes you just have to choose to have a good guy mustache. Like, everyone has bad days. That's the whole thing. Everyone has bad days, but it's okay. We still love you.
Mistakes.
Exactly. So, oh my gosh, like, I also remember looking at this. Oh, here's 1 star. I just find a baby with a mustache creepy and not funny. What? Guys, why?
Can we also just take a split second to say there are at least, like, how many reviews does this book have?
This book has 3,349 ratings, 478 reviews.
That's the part that gets me. How many people are taking the time to rate children's books on
Wild.
Goodreads?
Absolutely insane.
Like,
Come on,
it's
guys.
a kid's book.
It's a kid's book. Is it fine? Is it fun? That's all you need.
Does it have words? You're reading it to a child that doesn't know how to read. So, like, if it has words that you're reading to it and bright pictures, great.
We did it. We did it, folks. Like, people want too much from their children's books, I think.
That's so good.
Anyway, well, that has been Great Books, Bad Reviews. Coming up next, we got rankings, reactions, and I tell you what, I'm real excited for this one.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Rankings and reactions, our final segment of this episode, this first inaugural episode of Chit Chat and Chapters, and I get the wonderful responsibility of bringing you my top 3 what WTF did I just read? I know we're trying. We never talked about if we're going to swear on this podcast, and I consider it PG-13. So
I've said a couple times, bro.
Well, maybe it's a little more than PG-13. It's not a hard R.
I'm pretty sure that's a PG-13 approved word.
It might be. These things have changed so much.
They've updated since we were in college, I can tell you that much.
Because I know that for a long time you could say the F word once.
It is still mild to moderate coarse language with single use of the F word.
Wow. Okay. You know what the best use of the F word is in a PG-13 movie? Have you seen Arrival with where the aliens come and Amy Adams is a linguist and learns to talk with the aliens? So the first time that the group of these people get scooped up into the alien spaceship, they step underneath it and then gravity shuts off, and one of the characters goes, "Oh, f**k," and that's the only use. It's so perfect. It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. So Austin's top 3 WTF did I just read books. We're starting off at number 3. It's The Library at Mount Char. Now, I just recently finished this book. Really good book, but the first half is all, what am I reading? What is this? So, it's basically the story of Carolyn. Basically, it's the story of Carolyn becoming a god, and she has siblings that all are learning their father is currently God. He is called Father, and he is all teaching them different catalogs. Her catalog is languages, so she is learning every language that has ever existed and all that sort of stuff. One of the catalogs is war and strategy. and that's David's catalog, and the description of David was wildly, what am I reading? Because so they have been, when we first get this description, they're all at the age of about 30 and have been in this library since the age of 8, learning all of these things. And David, I remember this so vividly listening to it. David had picked up the the strange habit of pulling the heart out of his enemies and drenching his hair with it. So much so...
What?
Yep. So much so that it had created a hard shell. And Carolyn asks her...
Wait, he doesn't wash it off?
He does not. He does not shower. He simply drenches his hair and body in the blood of his enemies. And he lets it harden. And Carolyn asks the person whose catalog is math and physics, could that stop a bullet? And the answer is yes. It could reasonably stop a .22 caliber bullet.
Okay, but I mean, to be fair, 22 is not going to kill anybody anyway.
Sure, but it's hair. It's hair. Lauren, you're missing the point. It's hair hardened with blood.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's absolutely... Okay, so I pulled it up on Goodreads, and the first sentence of this is, Carolyn's not so different from the other human beings around her. She's sure of it. She likes guacamole and cigarettes and steak.
Yep.
She knows how to use a phone. She even remembers what clothes are for.
Yep.
And that in and of itself is wild.
Yes. This book has so many what WTF moments. There's a lot of torture. There's a lot of real gory moments. And they all revolve around David. David is this master of war, right? And it talks about how he's so fast and he's so he breaks into a jail and kills all the guards, and there are intestines hanging from the ceilings. There's just some very gross descriptions.
What are you reading, dude?
This is a dude book. This is we have a segment that we're going to come up with that's books for the boys, where it's this is a dude book. This is absolutely a dude book, 100%. Yeah, really interesting read. I would give it 4.5 stars. Because the second half, phenomenal.
Okay.
Second half brings it all together. Second half truly brings it all together. But that first half is so, what am I reading? What's going on here? What the fuck is happening? It's really...
That's a lot. That's a lot, man.
It's a tough first half. But it's just written well enough that you're I can keep going. It's just coherent enough that you're all right, I'll keep going.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So that's number 3. Number 2 is From Blood and Ash, which
are you going to ruin this book for me? Are you about to ruin this book for me?
I think I am. It's by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and it was given to me.
It's been on my TBR for so long.
I read the whole thing, and the first part is whatever. The middle is rock solid. Loved every second of it. And then there's the end. Now I'm going to spoil it, so, get ready, everybody. The end is our female main character who is a godlike person. It's a really classic fantasy for female main character where she's she's the chosen. She is separate from society. She's been stolen by the enemy, and the enemy is the person that she has fallen in love with, right?
Obviously.
She gets thrown in prison. She then she gets thrown in prison. It's been a while since I've read this, but so she gets thrown in prison. She finds a way to break out by basically killing a couple of guards. And then, as she's running away, she gets chased by the love interest / the enemy, he catches up to her, and they immediately start making out and having sex because she's just so drawn to him by just clearly he's my mate kind of thing, and it's the most CNC, consensual non-consent, I've ever seen. It gets real like rapey, but she's into it, and it's and then the final sentence is we must take her back to my land. I need to marry my mate, and it's like, what is this?
Taking this off the TBR, and we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But also, like, that's the thing is, like, I don't vibe super well with, like, fated mates for that reason. Very rarely do they come across as, like, we already love each other and we just, like, happen to, like, be mates.
Yeah.
It very rarely does it not come across that one of you is keeping the other one hostage, and that kind of, like, bothers me.
Yep, I am 100% with you. It feels weird, feels gross, feels rapey, is the only way I can describe it. It's rapey that they're into, and that's not for me.
Yeah, no.
So, that's number 2. The number 1, WTF did I just read, is from The Devil Takes You Home by... I read this last October, actually, because I did a whole thing on my radio show about, like, books for Halloween, like creepy books.
Yeah.
And this came up, and I read it. And
Childish Gambino, Gabriel Iglesias.
Gabino Iglesias, yes. So the story is that it's a horror thing, but the basic story of it is that dude needs money. Dude decides to do one last job for the cartel. Like, we're gonna do one big job and steal from the cartel, and then we're gonna run away with all the money, right?
Okay.
And the part that is the most WTF, I feel gross thinking about this moment. He goes to an old woman's house in Mexico who is selling parts of her child because her child is believed to be blessed by God. And so there is a room that this child lives in that is filled with crosses and pictures of Mary and all this sort of stuff. And he and 2 other people who are going to steal from the cartel go in, and it describes this child who has had pieces of his skin filleted off, parts of his hair, parts of his ear nipped off, all because at one point, I think if I remember correctly, the reason why this child continues to survive, or they believe that he's blessed, is because when he was born, his mother was an addict. His mother tried to kill herself. He still survived that birth, even though his mom tried to kill himself. And so the grandma was like, clearly this boy has been blessed, and people came to him to, like, touch him and all this sort of stuff, and it has exponentially gotten out of hand. And so now people are paying to take pieces of him with him, and it describes...
You rated this book 3 stars, sir?
I did rate it 3 stars. Yeah. It's tons of emotions. It's super well written, but it is gross. It is horrific.
Ew.
It very vividly describes, and I apologize to people listening, but it vividly describes the grandmother clipping off the pinky toe of this boy and giving it, and then that's a constant thing going back is I feel I'm in danger, and he grabs the toe in his pocket. Like, it's... What am I reading? What is this? This is... Ugh. Yeah.
Nope. Nope. That's just a big no. Nope.
Yeah. Listen, I rated it 3 stars. I don't know if I would recommend this book to anybody.
Goodreads has it as a 3.66. across
Yeah.
12,800 ratings.
Yeah. Like, it's a lot, man. But that is the number one WTF thing. What did I just read that I've ever read?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Way to end a show, Austin.
I know.
Man.
Real downer of a way to end this episode, I tell you what. Basically, don't read those books. Like,
Yeah.
I would not recommend. I would recommend the library at Mount Char, but I don't think I'd recommend the other two because those are just too. Ugh. But man,
No.
you look so hurt that I even read this. That I described this book.
Yeah. Ew.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, that's going to do it for the first episode of Chit Chat and Chapters. I'm Austin. You can find me on Instagram at Radio Guy Austin. On TikTok, I'm at Dice Guy Austin, and I'm sure I'll come up with something else for this podcast. But that is Lauren. Lauren, where can they find you?
They can find me across all the platforms at Lauren's Lifestyle. We're doing the TikTok, we're doing Instagram, we're doing YouTube. All across is Lauren's Lifestyle. On YouTube, you do have to have the little apostrophe because there's another Lauren's Lifestyle that didn't use it first, and so mine you have to actually have the apostrophe and the S to find, which is super fun and not at all inconvenient. But hey, it's the same profile picture, so you'll know you landed on the right place.
There you go. Well, this has been episode 1 of Chit Chat and Chapters. We'll be back with more next time. Keep on reading. We'll see ya.